Hello, beautiful souls. All right, so the message that came in the middle of the night last night. Why are you treading water? That was the question. Then, are you treading water? And who are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? How long are you going to tread water? And part of what this came in is because I've been having a lot of, I write a lot of things down, right? And if you ever read what I actually write on Facebook or on another platform, then you know. But I also write random things down for myself. And I was cleaning out my office the other day, and I found a stack of notes that I had written to myself. Like different things that were coming in, different awarenesses I was having. And that was like 2020, because I put the date on them. Anyway, and it was interesting looking at them because the issues that I am dealing with now that are coming into my awareness, mainly around relationships, and how I was programmed as a wee one, right? Basically, it's the whole thing of that I haven't really felt loved my whole life. And I'm not saying that I have not been loved, but my internal, I've had, like many of you, I'm sure, a lot of rejection, a lot of abandonment, some betrayal, and I had internalized all of the things that I've been through. Most people, when things don't work out in a relationship, they blame the other person, and they're like, no, I didn't really blame even my ex-husband. In some ways, I was like, oh, I wish he would have done more inner work during that period where we had decided to go to counseling together and whatnot. But I know that I can't change him. And honestly, I didn't really try. I keep seeing these things like, if you really want them, then you'll tell, no, I'm not telling. I can tell you what I want. But for me, and even when we had our big conversation when he told me he was engaged not too long ago, he agreed that we don't see things the same way, because I really believe like we change for ourselves. Like that is the important change. We don't change for another person necessarily. And if we do, there's probably, an issue there. But, codependency has been shown in society as being normal. And I don't want anything to do with a codependent relationship. And that does not mean I don't want to be close. But anyway, I don't know why I started talking about all that. But I think it's all related. So all of this stuff, I had these revelations, I'm going to call them, back in 2020, and then they kind of got put on the back burner, which happens a lot with me, squirrel, right? And so I found these notes and I was like, what? Like, I'm doing a very similar thing right now. Looking at how and why I have drawn in certain people and thought that would work out for me. And I've been closed off, really, the last couple of years. Focusing on doing my inner work, my reflection work. Because I'm like, if everybody is a mirror, what am I seeing outside of myself? And, it's interesting because as we, become more aware of all of our aspects, I'm going to say positive or negative, and it's not, it's, light and dark, whatever you want to call it, we see more outside of us, even though it highlights for us what's on the inside too. And some of that's kind of hard to see. So I've been looking a lot at when I have intense emotional reactions to things. That is my clue. That is my clue that something's up. You got to take a look there. It's like a woo every time. And as this intensity just out in the world increases, I'm running across people that are mad, blaming outward. I just don't really blame anymore. Even I look at relationships and they didn't really work out, and that's okay. Like, what did I learn from them? What did I learn from the relationship? What did I learn from the person? About myself and how I'm interacting in the world. Whether it worked out or not, and a relationship working out is not always the end result or the goal or what was supposed to happen. And the more I am noticing in myself this catalyst energy, I'm going to call it, people I talk to, they change. It's not even anything I have to really do or say. My team keeps telling me that it's energetic. And I don't know. I mean, I guess that's good. I don't know. So, even just having a conversation with me or with somebody like me can prompt awakenings, shifts in perspective, shifts in consciousness. When we are able to see everything differently, everything changes. Because we're creating our own reality. And yes, they overlap. Our realities overlap. But still, I've just been tripping out about that whole thing, and I'm getting spacey as I even talk about it, because I know there's a little more work I need to do on that. But, so the catalyst energy is a real thing, and I don't even have to do anything. Like, I'm being nudged that plus my healing work should be my focus right now. That, yeah, I'm a reader, but I'm a reader only as much where I know what I need to do to help somebody help themselves. Like, I'm not going to be the kind of person people come to for just a reading without any movement, like without any healing work, without any change. Like, that's not going to happen. And I think there are lots of those, so it's a good thing I'm not in competition with anybody like that. So that's what I'm noticing. I've been treading water. I've been treading water for a while. And I think a lot of us have. And maybe it's even been since COVID for me. Because, we got so much uncertainty in the world. And beyond the uncertainty is just the financial stress and strain. And so even if everything has worked out fine, and my team keeps saying trust in the divine plan, trust in divine orchestration, notice you have always been taken care of. it's just, I'm treading water. Like there is no getting ahead, whatever that means. Do you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people like this. It's like, when are we going to be able to okay, I don't have to worry so much. This year, all my property taxes, no problem. If something breaks, I got cush. If I want to take a trip beyond what I've already committed to, I have the flexibility and financial resources to go do that. But I don't want to work a regular job anymore. I will if I have to, if that's what it comes down to, but I don't want to, and I am being nudged to figure this out. That this is the way showing. This is the newer way moving forward. That yes, not everybody is going to be like this, but I'm one of the ones. Great. I'm one of the ones that is spearheading this whole new way of being. Oh my gosh. What I'm being nudged to do is clear. But it's me trusting that I'll be okay through it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm treading water. And it's funny because I went into meditation after I got that message at 2 a.m. And I was reminded of the days of my swim lessons way back, because I lived on a lake, so we had to be very adept at swimming. And I got to the most advanced swim lesson, whatever the heck, where they put us in the deep end of the pool, and our task was to tread water for as long as they told us to. And I don't know, it was like a half hour. No joke. And that was our test. And we weren't supposed to float during this, but what came in this morning when I was in my meditation is that, yes, Sally, you're really good at treading water. It's a skill and it can save your life. But what is more valuable when you start to feel as tired as I've been feeling? Because almost everybody I'm talking to is like, oh, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I understand. I feel it. So what do we do when we are in the deep end of the pool and we are treading water and we get tired? We float. We turn over on our back and we do what seems very counterintuitive. And we relax. And we relax and we allow in surrender to float. And we breathe as we begin to notice when we take these breaths, it makes us more buoyant. Having the air in our lungs makes us, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, my team is so amazingly smart. So here we are being asked to roll over onto our backs and float for a while if we're getting really tired. To float, relax, to trust and to breathe. And to notice that we can see more with our head up in a relaxed state than we can when we're forcing, and we're tired. And sure, maybe you float for a while and then you turn back over and you turn back over and you start the treading water again. And the other thing that they were telling me, remember, in treading water, you don't go fast and furious, right? It is about less is more when you're going to be doing it for a long time, because you have a certain amount of energy. And you don't want to expend too much. And so they were just reminding me about all of that. And they were like, remember, the idea of not being able, when you panic, when you're in chaos mode, panicking, you're not able to relax and float. And so we're all being asked to chill out and to float for a little while and to trust that I am divinely protected. You are divinely protected. I am divinely guided, and you are divinely guided. And for me, this is the guidance that is coming in so strong. No matter how crazy the world seems or how stormy the sea gets, you can just turn over on your back and float for a while, and it's okay. You can tread water, or you can float. Which one expends more energy? Anyway, that's what I'm doing, and I'm noticing what I need to do to float more. It means I need to focus more on letting it be, whatever it is. I'm only in charge of my reaction, my response. I'm not in charge of what other people do, how crazy they're acting. I just get to decide who I want to spend my time with and who I want to engage with to a certain extent. And focus on doing something fun. Because the other thing, when I was looking up the word buoyant, one of the things that struck me is that it is a lack of density. And I believe that a lot of us are really going through the density that we have attached onto maybe our whole lives, and we're looking at it and we're getting rid of it if it doesn't make sense anymore. But if you look at that as the opposite of density, it makes sense that in a very dense world, we, the way showers, the forerunners, whatever you want to call us, we're being asked to float. So anyway, that's what's been coming in for me. I wanted to share. And thank you for those of you that have messaged me and told me that whatever it is that I said mattered. Because I am being prompted to share here more often. And it doesn't feel very comfortable for me to do this. It feels very vulnerable because I know some people that I don't really want watching my stuff are watching. Hi! But what do you do? Like, these messages need to come out. And I guess I'm the one to share them. At least right now. From my perspective. So thank you for being here. Let me know if this resonates with you at all. I love you guys. Bye.